Welcome back to Let's Talk by George. In today's video, we are going to see how I have dealt with my hard times. I will start with a small story. I did my schooling in UK, and the place or the school which I went had a very few Indian students, so the majority were whites. Now our school decided to make an outdoor, it's a kind of turf. I guess everyone knows what a turf is. So our school has finished building turf, and as we had, or our English teacher was in charge of some of the activities, she wanted to write a piece of news article for the local newspaper to publish about the turf. So as an assignment, we all were given a task to write a news about the turf. So I went back to my home thinking, oh my god, this is a challenge, because I cannot go to my mom and ask her to write a piece of news, because she is sending me to school, or my parents are sending me to school, so I have an obligation, some task I need to do it from my own side, right? Otherwise it's not work. So I sat on my table and I started to look at newspaper. I have referred a couple of newspapers. I didn't get any inspiration. So suddenly in my mind there was an inner voice. Right. Not that. There was an inner voice in my mind which told me to take my pen and start writing. I wrote half a page of article, and after 2 days when we had the English class, we all had to submit our notebooks to our teacher. I did. I submitted the notebook to my teacher and we all went away. So after few days we had the same English class and we had to go there. My teacher was not happy. My teacher was not happy. Once we finished our lesson, she called me to her room and she started to question, George, how did you manage to write this piece of news? And I was like, yeah, I wrote it. No, somebody helped you. Your parents helped you. I said, no, they didn't help me. Why should they? And I was studying in year 9. We don't say 9th standard, we say year 9. She started to shout at me. She called her colleagues. She started to shout at me, this is not something that you have written. I know your caliber. You won't be able to write such a piece of news. She started to shout at me. She threw my book. And that was a frustrating experience I had. I'm not here to talk about my frustrating experience, but I just want to let you know how God helped me to achieve who I am and what I am today. Till yesterday I was emotionally down. Today I am full of energy because I started to pray. When I do this YouTube video, I'm not thinking about earning subscribers, but I want to wipe others' tears with my words. That is my motto. That is my motto. I don't want subscribers. I don't want millions of rupees in my bank account. I used to cry, or I was crying. God wiped my tears away. My dear friends, if you are passing through a hard time, likewise I did. My teacher never thought that I was able to write such a beautiful news article. She gave me A+. At the end, she told me, George, you are a wonderful guy. You are a wonderful guy. I got A+. I got such a word from my teacher's mouth. After all, she was shouting. After all, she was angry with me. Since I trusted my God, My God or my inner voice told me, pick the pen up, write the news article. I was not able to spare the book. Otherwise, I would have shown you how she had marked that A plus. The next day, when we had English lesson, she took my notebook. She showed in front of the class how I had written. And they were all astonished, since that was a good piece of news article. I have included rhetoric questions, and I have included many things which normally a newspaper journalist would normally do. This is not a fake news. This is something that happened in my life. I had several bullies in my school. At the end, they turned to me and said, "George, we are sorry. Since when I was a small kid, I started to serve God. I started to serve God, and He never let me down. I know I have many things that are lacking in my life. I'm not a wealthiest person in the world, or I'm not a wealthiest person. I'm a loser. Mind one fact, I have everything in my life through my God." This is how I dealt with my hard time. When my father failed in his business, I couldn't get up from my bed. There was no one to speak to me. There was no one to speak to me. There was no one to comfort me. Of course, relatives were after my father. They said, "Don't worry." They never thought about me. They never thought about me. But my God did. That is why I am standing in front of you today. That is why I am speaking in front of you today. That is why I am telling you, my experience is that God helps every human being when you help others. In UK, there is a system in certain schools. They award white slip for students who are behaving good in classes. Luckily, I was one among the one of the pupils who got a lot of hard slips. I mean, a lot of white slips in our year. It was during 2003, 2004, 2003, 2004. In my class, I was the most white slip awarded person. Come on, there is nothing possible with God. Your life is limitless. Sometimes you are limited today. You feel that your hands cannot move, you cannot walk forward. My friend, I am telling you, God is behind you. God is working for you in a way that you and I cannot see. He works wonders. He works in a way that we cannot see. It is invisible. Honestly speaking, I didn't think that I was able to write a good piece of news. I never thought that this was possible from my side. I thought I had to hire someone to write it for me. But God said, "No, wait, George, take your pen and write." Since I was an altar server. I used to serve God. I used to serve in the holiest place of that church, that is altar. I was an altar server. I will tell you one more story. When I went to UK for the first time, my father didn't have job. My mom, she goes for the job. So my father had spare time. He takes me to the church every day. We go to the church for the 12 o'clock mass. And I used to see the priest. I had a vision in my mind. I want to serve God. One day, finishing of the mass, the priest came to me and said, "George, are you interested in becoming an altar server?" I said, "Yeah, why not?" I served God for 4 to 5 years. Finish my school, straight walk to the church, serve Him, pray to Him, come back. I know my life had gifted me hard times. There are times when my loved, or the people I used to love the most, said, "You are a loser." I said, "No, I'm not a loser, since the God is with me." Past couple of weeks, my BP was high, or I had hypertension. I was under medication, and I said, "No, I cannot be like this." I prayed to God, and yesterday He showed me a sign. Yesterday He showed me a sign because I was crying in my heart. He said, no, wait a second. You have to get up. You have to speak in front of people. You have to show what I can do. You have to tell them what I can do. My dear people, it is not about obeying Him. It is about loving Him. You love Him. The problem with us is we believe in God because we want something from Him. Never expect that. When I was in Gulf, when I was working in Gulf, wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I have to walk 1.5 kilometers to the church. I walk 1.5 kilometers to the church in the desert, in the strong heat. Just want to see my friend. That was my God. Right now, I'm praying that if any of you are watching this video with a heart full of pain, I pray that let God take this away. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a Pentecost, or I'm not a kind of religious guy. I'm a common man. I'm a common man who has experienced pain, joy, sorrow, failures, losers, as some may call, losing something in my life. People might say you are not successful just because you don't have handful of money. No, you are successful if you can sleep. You are successful if you were able to feed yourself 3 times a day. That is what you must remember in your mind. I pray that let everyone be successful in life, and please guys, always remember there is a energy in this world, and that energy is truth. It will never fail. Thousands may leave you, your near and dear may leave you, your beloved may tell that you are the wrong guy. Don't worry, be strong in God. Be strong in God. This is what I want to say. This is George signing off, and I always want to remind you, please, if you find anyone who is sad, help them with some beautiful words. Give them a smile. This is what I used to do. When I used to walk to my school, I say morning to the elderly, because UK they have a different custom. That I will say it in another video. That if you are interested, I will say it in another video. Please make sure that you help people. You don't have to give them a lot of money. Say kind words to them. Smile at them. This is what they are expecting. Smile at them. Kind words. This will heal a person. If they have committed some stupid mistakes in their life, help them to restore. Help them to restore. There is no point of criticizing someone. You might lose them. That is a problem. You might lose them. And this is my experience. Once again, I thank you very much for watching this video. If you find this video, definitely please do make sure that you share this video. And one more thing is, please make sure that you spread smile. That should be the new religion. That should be the new testament, or that should be the new action, or the new thing for you. Smile at people and spread the joy. Be kind to people. Once again, I wish you every success whoever watching this video. If you are sad, don't worry. God is working for you in an invisible way, which your naked eye cannot see. Wait for the miracle to happen in your life. Thank you very much.